Hello everyone and welcome to my very first voice video on EToH. Today I decided to do an updated EToH guide about the game in general, since I saw that most guides out there are outdated and a lot of new players have been starting the game recently thanks to the UI update and all of the revamps of classic towers. So yeah, I think a fresh guide will probably benefit most players, and also since there's kind of like a drought of EToH content recently, I think that even experienced players will love a new voiced EToH video. So yeah. So you might be asking, what's EToH really about? Well, it's basically just an RP game with towers, which are the levels. Each tower have 10 floors of obstacles. You have 2 worlds with 10 areas each, and sub areas where you have like smaller towers. It's a very hard game, alright, but they added a new tutorial zone with only very easy towers, so I really recommend. If you're a new player, you're kind of blessed right now, since you have Purgatorio, which is an area with very enjoyable towers that are that basically teach you everything there is to know about the game. So you can easily get to the hard skill level about that without really struggling. But after you start actually getting into challenging and above, it starts getting a bit more complicated to progress without any information about the game or tips from experienced players. Talking about the difficulties, in this game you have 2 types of difficulties: the normal ones, which ranges from easy to remorseless, so the pink difficulty, and you have SCs, which ranges from the dark blue difficulty, which is insane, to the white one, which is catastrophic, which contain basically the hardest towers in the game. For every SC win, you will get a global win message, which means that your win will be broadcasted into every server of the game, no matter the area they are on. Whereas normal tower wins are only shown in the server you are in right now, which really shows how hard SCs are compared to normal towers. Also, I hope my accent is not too trash, because I'm not like a native English person, so I hope I'm still able to be understood, and if not, well, too bad, I guess. You're still watching the video, so I don't really give a fuck. Next up, there is gonna be a point in EToH where progressing is gonna get a bit more difficult. You're actually gonna struggle to even find a tower that you're willing to try and beat. This usual struggle comes when you arrive at the intense difficulty, which is the black one. So that's why most guides you see out there talk only about those towers, and also the difficulty above that, which is remorseless, so the pink one. But for intense towers, one of the best options for new players is probably Tower of Impossible Expectations in Ring 1. Why? It's a very classic style tower, so it's not that enjoyable in my opinion, but it teaches you about most mechanics that are used in later towers, and also traps, and basically any advanced mechanics you might find in other intenses or even remorseless. Yeah, I fell. Any mechanic you might find in remorseless towers might be in this tower. I mean, of course you have exceptions, because newer towers use a lot of custom client objects, which are found only in those towers, so you can't really train for that. But this tower gives you a good idea of what's to come if you continue playing this game, which means basically a lot of pain, honestly. But yeah, if you're starting out the game and you're trying to find an intense tower to beat, this is probably a very, very good option, not gonna lie. If you're on mobile, it might be a little hard because you have some tight ropes and like stuff that's on mobile are a bit more difficult than on PC or like any other platform. But you should still be fine. There is also plenty of skips that make the tower actually pretty fast to beat. On average, if you don't fall a single time and you're like a very good player, you might take like 8 to 10 minutes to beat the tower. You have a skip here that basically skips this entire section below me, which is actually kind of hard, not gonna lie. So try to use that skip as much as you can. Oh yeah, about skips, I know a lot of like more experienced players tell you that using skips basically mean that the tower is like easier than it's supposed to be, so it like removes the skill boost you're supposed to have. I'd say to not take importance in those words, because you can use skips as much as you want, really. Even though if you skip like very hard parts of the tower, yes, it might remove a bit of the tower that's supposed to give you a skill boost, but you still beat the tower if you do it, you know. I mean, it's not there's some exceptions, of course, like on TOTL, an insane tower that can basically be entirely skipped by just using a glitch called lag high jump. If you beat TOTL with lag high jump, of course, it's like way easier, but it's because you skip the entire tower. If you have just a few skips that skip like 5 or 6 jumps, it's not that bad, really. You're allowed to use those skips. If you use skips that skip like 3 floors or more, yeah, there's really no point in even beating the tower anymore, because you basically skip the entire tower. But yeah, as you can see, I'm already on 5, and I'm only on 3 minute 40 of run, so it's a very fast tower, so I really recommend it if you're a new player. Even though it's a classic style one, so it might be less fun than playing like EToH MIM in Zone 4, which is a very good tower, to be honest. Even if you're not a new player and you haven't played it, you should probably do that, because it's very enjoyable. Even though EToH MIM and like all the modern towers might be more fun, this one actually gives you a huge skill boost. Sometimes you have to sacrifice a little bit of fun to be able to progress in your skill level in the game, and I felt like a fucking yo! Another tower that I think is pretty good as a first instance is Tower of Holy Flip in Ringfall. I'm pretty sure most guides actually recommend this one, but overall for like purism skill boost, if you don't know purism, it's basically just wraps and anything that's not client object related, so anything that doesn't have a lot of spinners, pouch boxes and all of that. It has a few, you know, it's not entirely purism, but it's mostly purism. If you want to get a skill boost for purism, this is a very good tower. It has basically everything purism related, a lot of wraps, long jumps, one studs, editors, harder editors, so like one stud out was editor. Yeah, overall I think this, even though I'm gonna be honest, this tower is not very fun to play, and even less to grind, you know. Grinding this tower is pretty bad, not very fun, but I still think it's pretty good skill boost. So if you're willing to sacrifice even more fun for skill boosts just to get better at the game, then you can play this. But I mean, before choosing any intents you want to play, you should probably practice them first. I'll put the link of the EToH practice place in the description if you somehow don't know what that is. It's basically just another game where you have no clip and you can just practice like most towers in the game. You can practice from intense up to catastrophic, so that's pretty good. Other than that, yeah, this tower is kind of boring, honestly. It's very repetitive. The decoration is basically non-existent. Like, it's literally just a different shade of green. It's very boring. The music's good, though. I kind of like the soundtrack. But, yeah, it's not very fun, but if you beat it, you'll definitely have a bigger skill boost than just beating EToH. Because EToH, it's a good first intent, but it's not that much of a skill boost, because it's kind of easy, except for like floor 8 outside, but you can skip most of that by just doing like a jump onto a truss. So yeah. Other than that, yeah, I don't know why I'm still playing this. I should probably go to the next tower, but yeah. Yeah. Next tower. You might not have this zone by the time you're playing intense towers for the first time, but EToH is like extremely fun. I haven't seen a lot of people recommend this as a first intense, but there is a lot of nets, so you won't rage as much. And also, this is like very well decorated, so it's very pleasing to the eye. And like, it's overall just a lot of fun to play. The music is very cool. The design is very cool. The gameplay is very fun. There is net, so you won't rage. So overall, it's like an extremely good tower, so I really recommend playing it. I don't have that much to say about it. It's just a good intense overall. There is a small bit of CO, so it's not fully purism, but it's like the difficulty is not based around the COs. The difficulty is just based on wraps and like small platforms to land on, and like platform like that. So yeah. Nothing to say about this tower, honestly. It's just good. Overall, what the oh damn. Well, next tower. Now, this might be quite an unpopular one to recommend, honestly. I think most people actually don't recommend playing this tower as like a first intense. But I will. A tower of increasing stress. Even though it's pretty hard as a first intense, I think it's one of the harder first intenses you could do. But it's still pretty good. It's not that long. Floor 10 might be a bit hard if you don't have a healing item, because floor 10 is basically has like a huge kill brick spinner, so it might be a bit hard, but like overall it's very fun. It's not that long, so if you fall you don't have to like worry about having to spend like the 50 minutes getting back up. Floor 2 has like some button progress, so that's nice. And overall, yeah, you might be struggling a lot on the second half of the tower, because the second half is actually way harder than the first one. But if you're looking for like a challenge and not just trying to go as fast as you can to complete your first intense, I think this tower is a pretty good pick, not gonna lie. You might be struggling a lot on like floor 8 or 7, I forgot, but there's like a there's like a floor with like a very huge outside, and if you fall you basically fall back to floor 1. So you might be struggling a lot on that, and you might rage a lot. But since it's not that long to get back up, you can even like dance glitch back into the frame. If you don't know how to dance glitch, actually, it might take me a few tries, but you basically just go up like that to the frame. You dance 2, and then you try to just do a dance clip, but basically sideways, or like, yeah, diagonally. And you can also do it to clip back into the tower. Yeah, like that. Then I first tried it. Yeah, like that. Other than that, yeah, next tower. Last tower I'll actually recommend playing, and I think most of you know what the tower is since I'm in Ring 5. It's of course, why is it not here? Okay, bro. Bro! I died. Bro. 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 Skill issue, for real. Yeah, but the tower is Tokyo Heights. I thought it was over there, but apparently it's here. Yeah, it's way harder actually, so I pretty much recommend it as like a second intense, not really a first one. But it's definitely a tower or every new player should be beating, because it's very fun. It's a huge skill boost, and overall just a great tower. So I think it should be mandatory to beat this tower. If you're like at REM skill level and you haven't beaten this, you should not be allowed to play this game, honestly. Because like this is just mandatory to be playing. Like you have to have beaten this tower. Kind of like a rule. Kind of like the Tons meme. You have to beat Tons. Yeah. I don't have much to say about this tower, it's just a lot of fun. Even replaying it now, even though it's extremely old, even replaying it now as like someone who's way better at the game than the supposed skill level of this tower, this is a lot of fun. This tower was really ahead of this time, of its time, not gonna lie. Oh my fucking god, I'm so trash, bro. I'm trash. Okay. That was the last intense actually. So I get back to the ring selects. What the fuck do? Okay, bro. I'll get back to the ring select, then talk about Rams. Actually, I'll just do it in your ring 1, cause you know already why I'm doing it here. So Rems is basically the skill level or the difficulty that most people either quit on or spend like months trying to get past. Wait, who the fuck is that? Okay, wait. Cause bro. Okay, apparently we're gonna be doing EToH with this random guy while I talk about Rams. Cause why not? You know, cause I'm very good. Did he? I think he disconnected. No! RIP Nob, you will be missed. Anyways, Rams is basically the difficulty where most people struggle on. It's like, it's basically the difficulty where most people start to rage quit at the game, or like try to spend months, weeks. Wait, no, weeks is like shorter than month. Oh, you get my point. It's like a very hard difficulty. A lot of people struggle on it. And a lot of people always ask, like what should I do as my next tower? What should I do as my first ram? What should I do? Like bro, like please help me. And to that question, I answer, well, the best first RAM probably is still TOTS to this day. I know a lot of people slander TOTS for being like not really a RAM, for being carried by the difficulty of floor 9, and basically not being a real RAM because of that. And I disagree, honestly. The whole point of TOTS is building up to the difficulty of floor 9. So it's normal that floor 9 actually makes up for most of the difficulty, but it's still a very, very big skill boost, even if you are like in the high intenses, you know. No, Nob! No! So yeah, as a first RAM you should probably be doing TOTS. Even though you have alternatives, if you really, like if you despise TOTS, you can do, you can play something else, you know. Did he fucking leave? He left. Bro, okay. Okay. And RIP Nob, I guess. He rage quitted on TOH. Okay, bro. What was I even saying? Yeah, so TOTS. TOTS. It's actually pretty fun. It's what a lot of like very good players use to warm up. But also new players. Like you always see a lot of players in TOTS if you join a Ring 1 lobby. Most people actually are in this tower. If you join Ring 1. It's very good. It's fully purist, except for a few kill breaks on like floor 4 and floor 8. But other than that, it's purely purist, so you don't have any spinners, you don't have any falling platforms, you don't have any hanging platforms, you don't have any bait blocks, you don't have anything except jumps. So it's purely a contest of skill and nothing else. But you still have a few alternatives, but I'd really recommend you beat TOTS as your first RAM. It's kind of required to, it's kind of like TOTH. You really have to beat this. It's you kinda can't go around it, like it's actually mandatory. But if you really despise this tower for whatever reason, or you would like rage quit it too many times on this, you have a few alternatives, right? Which I'm gonna show to you right now. Next one is what a lot of people actually recommend nowadays. It's Tower of Astral Fusion. It's mostly netted, so you can't really fall past a certain point because it's a descending tower, which means you basically have a net on each floor, and if you fall, you come back to the beginning of the floor. So it's really just, you really just have to get to the end. But it's pretty fun, but it's more CO based than really purism. So if you're not good at CO gameplay, or you don't like CO gameplay, this probably isn't the tower for you, to be honest. But the design for the tower is very cool. The music is amazing, in my opinion. So yeah, very cool tower. Once again, I mean, if you're an experienced player, it might be a little boring because it's very loop faily. So like for an actual good player, it might be very, very boring. But if you're just starting out and trying to get familiar with custom CO gameplay, this is a very good way to start off CO REMs. Fuck. Yeah, I have nothing else to say really about this tower. Just a really great tower overall. Really recommend. It can get loop faded though, so if you don't play this game much, like in one session, it might be a little hard to actually progress, because it's really a tower where you need to be playing quite a lot before building it. So if you only do like 20-30 minutes gaming sessions, what the fuck, this might not be that good for you. I'd recommend EToH over this if you don't have much time to play this game each day. Don't jump. Oh, I can't read apparently. But yeah, the next one is more, how to say, how could I really say that? The next one is more open for anyone really. It's a tower that no matter your skill type, like if you're better at CO or at Purism, you can still play. So the next one is actually good. Okay, I'm not kidding. Okay, I'm not lying to you. And why do I still have that face, bro? Please, can someone tell me how to remove this? Please, I beg, I genuinely beg. I don't know how to remove this smile, bro. What the So we're in ring 8. This is way later into the game. But if you're willing to grind a little more towers to skip EToH, you can come play this tower, which is over here, I think. No, yeah, sort of overbearing vertigo. It's pretty short, and it's actually a lot of fun, and it's also a lot of purism. It's mostly purist, except for like a few COs, but it's mostly purist. I haven't played it in a while, so I forgot kind of where you're supposed to go, but it's a lot of fun. And if you're willing to skip EToH for this, I'd understand, honestly. But you'd have to be willing to grind out quite a lot of Zone 2 tower, of World 2 towers, sorry. Cause this is like way later into the game. Like way later. Cause like Zone 8, I don't even know if you can reach Zone 8 if you haven't beaten a ram. I don't know the difficulty requirement actually, but even if you don't do this as your first ram, I'd really recommend doing it at your second one, or like anytime actually. Even if you're like extremely good at the game and you haven't played this, you probably should, because this is very fun. Red is bad, yeah, thank you, bro. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. You might struggle a bit on like the later floors, but they are mostly netted, so you don't really need to worry about them. It's not really a consistency tower. It's really just you play it once and then you're done. Yeah. On to the next one, I guess. Why the fuck do I have this? Okay, bro. Second to last tower I'll be showing in this video, otherwise the video would be way too long. I'll probably do a part 2 if you guys like this. I'll probably do a part 2 with SCs, because I'm pretty sure an SC guide is what most people want nowadays. But another very good RAM you should try out is EToH Ultraviolet. It's definitely not a first RAM. Please don't try to beat this as your first RAM. But as like a second or third one, it's extremely good. I know not a lot of people recommend this actually, but it's very, very enjoyable, so I really recommend it. Even if you rage, in my opinion, it's still pretty good because you have a lot of bottom progress, so even if you fall, yes, you have to get back up, but it's faster thanks to the bottom progress. It's not just a net, because I feel like the purpose of a net is kind of dumb. because it kind of removes the whole point of this game, which is that if you fall, you lose progress. I think the button progress is a way more fair system, since it actually like keeps the point of the game that if you fall you lose progress, but you lose less progress if you've already been there, if you see my point. But yeah, the music is very cool, like it really fits the atmosphere of the tower, so that's a huge plus. And overall the style, I feel the style is very good, though I'd really recommend you practice the very last part of the tower, so floor 10. You really should be practicing that, because there's like a huge time section at the very end of the tower that if you're not prepared you might like literally not be able to sight read it. So yeah, you should probably be practicing this. I mean you should probably be practicing every tower in that I cited in this video, but this one in particular you should be practicing a bunch floor 10, because with nerves, I swear to God, even if you know how to do it with nerves, you will not be able to do it. I swear to God, you won't be able to. So yeah, onto the last tower now. Yeah, and the last tower is in the first sub-realm actually that I've entered for this video. It's in Ashen Tower Works, and the last tower is a very high realm, so I'd recommend playing this only if you're trying to beat the last realm before going to SCs. But it's, in my opinion, probably the best Remorseless tower in the game. It's mixed, so it's not fully purism, it's not fully CO gameplay, it's a bit of both. Why did I cut music out? It's, in my opinion, as I said, one of the best towers, simply because first of all it's very beautiful, the music is very cool, and the gameplay is very smooth. So like watching gameplay of this tower is very enjoyable, and playing it is even more enjoyable. So yeah, it's Tower of Rhythm Heaven in Ashen Tower Works, which is the sub-realm for Ring 6. If you don't know how to get to Ashen Tower Works, just look up a guide. There's probably an Ademir guide telling you how to go there, most likely. But yeah, music is very cool, gameplay is very cool, you have some beat blocks, you have some wraps, you have some pushing platforms. Yeah, I don't have much to say about this tower, other that I love this tower. You should play this, absolutely. It's more of a personal thing than an actual recommendation, but you should definitely be playing this. Definitely, bro. Yeah, I suck at the game, but yeah, onto the outro, I guess. So yeah, this was my guide to EToH. I don't know how this video will turn out. I don't know how much time I will take to edit this. I don't even know if I'll publish it, but if I do, make sure, if you've watched until now, make sure to comment if you want me to continue the guide. I'll be able to do one up until like Terrifying, because I'm at the Terrifying skill level. I've beaten 2 Terries. So I'll probably be able to do a guide up until Terrifying, and even then I was planning on doing like a movement kind of tutorial, which where I like actually teach you how to do ledge grabs, can flicks, and all of that, because I feel like there's not enough tutorials talking about the most useful mechanics in the game, which are pretty hard to learn by yourself. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope I was not too boring or too annoying for you. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.